Hey guys, so I just want to say that this episode's a little different. It'll be more interactive so that you can actually impact my actions on a future episode. And I'll be telling you exactly how at the end of this episode. Hey, what's up guys? It's Matt here from Vicurious, and I just wanted to let you know that this podcast is now available on iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, YouTube, and many more. So please go check it out and let me know if you actually can't find it. But besides that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of me finally landing in San Francisco, but quickly realizing that I have no idea what I'm doing. I've created a quick Excel document listing the things that I should at least start looking into. This document is titled Cali Prep, and I literally have the words banking, phone plan, rent, softball team. I want to join a softball team, meet some new people, and visas. Like, those are literally the only words that I have written down. So that was me recording myself approximately 2 weeks before my flight. And as you can tell, I did not have much ready. And it honestly didn't get much more in-depth after that either. So without having a solid plan, I simply got on my plane. So having finally landed in San Francisco, I was pretty damn nervous. Nervous because I wasn't sure what to expect from this journey. I walked out of the airport and my friend Aaron came to pick me up. Yo.
That's my friend.
Thanks for picking me up. Jeez.
Nice.
Made it here, dude. So, if any of you guys remember, Aaron was actually brought up in episode 1 of Vicurious, with my friend calling him so-called the little guy. But who exactly is Aaron, and why is he helping me out? Well, I actually met Aaron during my exchange trip to Hong Kong, where we became really close friends. But who would have guessed that one day I would move to the same city as him, in San Francisco? In the car, I told Aaron that I was pretty hungry, so he brought me to my very first meal in SF, a fast food burger joint. But this wasn't just any fast food burger joint. It was the In-N-Out. The In-N-Out that was very popular in California. And the food was actually really good. I enjoyed it. And not only that, the price was actually a lot better than expected. And looking at that, I thought those were the prices of most food in San Francisco. Little did I know, it did not represent the prices at all. So Aaron was actually generous enough to let me stay at his place for around 5 nights, which actually equates to around $200 in savings. When we got to his place, I started making an Excel file to really hone in on my budget, calculate how much money I had in total, as well as figuring out what my monthly expenses would be. And I was able to roughly estimate my death date, the point in time which I would completely run out of money. And it came out to September 16th, 2018, which was around 6 months from the date that I landed. That was not a lot of time. At this point, I started to look back and think, why did I choose one of the most expensive cities in the United States? In fact, if you go outside, for me it was very tough to find any meal for less than $10, and it can quickly jump to $20, $30 no problem. Don't even get me started on rent, because even for a studio, it can easily become $2,000 to $3,000 a month. What really makes this worse is that the exchange rate from US dollars to Canadian dollars is so bad that if something costs $1,000 in US, that same thing would cost around $1,300 in Canada. So these are some things that I decided. It's going to be really tough for me to find a job because I don't have a work visa, so I'm going to try to work under the table. And within the first 2 months, if I don't end up getting anything, whether it's under the table or a proper job, then honestly, I'm just going to move to a different country. If I only have 6 months to live here, I don't think it's worth wasting it all in one of the most expensive cities. I'd rather extend my death date by living in a different country with lower expenses. So some places, just thinking off the top of my head, are Thailand, Australia, or any of the European countries. Okay, so I have this plan for what I'm gonna do in the next few weeks or months, but I just landed in San Francisco. What should I be doing right now? Well, here's a recording that I made on my second day here.
It's currently the second day, and I actually don't know what to do. My friend went to work, and like he kind of lives in the middle of nowhere, so I need to eat as well, but I don't want to eat all the food in his fridge. So some of the main things I need to get are a SIM card, any kind of access to food. So I might just take an Uber to T-Mobile, and then, I don't know, take another Uber to a fast food place and just stay there all day. But to be honest, it's kind of confusing because for once, I don't really have something that I need to do. I don't need to go to school. I don't need to go to work. But at the same time, I feel the time pressure of having to do something. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. So to be honest, I do feel a little anxious, but I think that's part of it. And I'm glad that that time pressure is there.
So based on that, I guess my next steps are to find out what my next steps are. And that's where I can actually use your help. Until May 31st, 2018, you can give me any recommendation of what you want me to do. You can personally inbox me, you can comment on my videos, and the ideas can be as crazy as you want. It could be like, go on a Tinder date, get a tattoo of SF on your arm, whatever you want. And I'll be picking one idea that I think is the most creative and actually do it. And not only that, I'll be making a whole podcast episode just on that topic. So feel free to give me any of your crazy ideas. Might as well. Why not? The only criteria, very simple, is you have to like my Facebook page, which is either in the description or you can simply search on Facebook, Vicurious Podcast. Thanks. So in the meantime, I asked Aaron to tell me a little bit more about SF. And one of the things that he said was that San Francisco was a pretty safe area. Nothing to worry about, he said. But what should I be doing when I get my phone pickpocketed on my first week in the city? And then that guy ends up reselling my stolen phone back to me. Yes, that did actually happen, and you'll find out the details on the next episode. Thanks again to Scott Holmes for letting me use his music, and thanks again to you guys for listening to this episode. Hope to see you guys again next time.